Hi, this is Steph with Belladonna Dyes, and today we're going to make a pleated incline ice dye apron. I got these aprons from Amazon, and they're not necessarily perfectly square, so I'm using my yardstick to find out where the center is, and then I'm going to fold it directly in half. For this one, I'm going off the marks that I made with my washable marker, and I'm going to smooth out all the wrinkles. And as you see, when I'm finished smoothing it out, it doesn't completely line up perfectly at the seams, but that's okay. I wanted the pockets to be more in line than anything else. I ended up having to fold this one twice because I forgot to hit record. So I made the pleats really tall on this one. I'd say they're just shy of 2 inches tall. So this is just a basic pleat fold, or you could call it accordion fold. And I'm really trying to focus on the center fold. I want to make sure that all of those line up nice and flush. That way when it's opened up, it'll be nice and straight down the middle. Now for the apron strings, I just roll them up like a cinnamon roll, and I have found that if I keep them flat against the table, it helps keep it nice and smooth. Once I have it all rolled up, I secure it with rubber bands, and for this one I'm using the tiny little baby hair rubber bands. Now I'm going to secure the apron by using kite string, and I get it from Ace Hardware. And if you don't have Ace Hardware in your part of town, I do have a link for it down below in the description box, along with everything else that I use for tie-dye. So if you click that link, it takes you right to their website and you can order it. And the reason I'm not using rubber bands is because I don't want the rubber bands to squeeze the project and make it buckle. Work your way back to the starting point and then secure it with a simple double knot. Now it's time for the fun part. We get to add the dye, and I'm starting off with the fire red. And for this first stripe, it's where the apron is folded in half. I'm going to make that first stripe of dye smaller than the rest of them. So think about it. When you open the apron up, that stripe is going to be like double. I hope that makes sense. And then I do have the apron up on an incline, and I've created a foil barrier because the cake molds weren't quite tall enough. And if you notice, I have the pleats facing up. Next, give your project a quick little sprinkle of soda ash and then add your ice. I came back and checked it after the first layer of ice melted, and there was quite a bit of undissolved dye and not very good saturation all the way through. So instead of flipping it over and adding the dye to the back, I decided just to add more dye to the top and repeat the process. The reason I didn't want to flip it is because it's just too complicated. The foil barrier is, perfectly for this shape. I've got the apron strings and all of that to contend with. It just was easier to add the dye to the top than even try to flip it over. I purposely did not add red dye to the bottom of the apron. Since it's on an incline, all of the dye is moving in that direction, so it had really good saturation, and so it just didn't need it. And then I added the soda ash and I added the ice. It's still really cool, so after the ice melted, I let it batch for 48 hours. It's been 48 hours and now it's time for the rinse out. So you want to start by using cold water to rinse away any soda ash that might still be reacting within the fabric, and then increase your water up to hot and rinse until the water runs pretty much clear. From here, I take it to the washing machine, and I usually do about 2 hot water cycles using Curalon. In the second hot water cycle, after, 10 minutes, I take a little clear plastic cup and I scoop up the water, and if it looks basically clear, I know that I'm ready for my final hot water cycle using Millsoft. And Millsoft is a professional textile fabric softener, and I get both Curalon and Millsoft from Dharma Trading Company. And then I put the item in the dryer and I'll iron it, and we'll come back and we'll see the results. Well, here it is, guys. Here's the apron after it's been washed and dried, and I love rainbows. I did have a little bit of saturation issue right there at the center where the pockets are. So when you make yours, make sure that you add enough dye up to the top, like the very tippy top where it's up against the foil. Overall, though, I love this apron. I love making rainbows. They're just the happiest thing ever. But you notice what I mean about the center, the fire red being smaller. Had I made a large 2-inch stripe, it would have been overpowering. So remember to make your first stripe smaller than all the others. So what do you guys think of this apron? Please leave me some comments down below. Thank you so much for watching. Please subscribe to my channel, leave a thumbs up, and click the bell and set it to all. That way you get notified of future uploads. And remember, have fun tie-dyeing.